Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So XRP trying to recover after that BlackRock news yesterday. Right now we've got XRP trading just under 64 cents. So we have recovered a little bit. I mean, it would have been nice had we stayed up near 75 cents. Of course, the speculation was rife in the XRP community yesterday, which brought the price of XRP up. And then we saw quite the correction. So what are we seeing now is interest waning. I was not expecting this deep cut. Fortunately for us, XRP price has come right back up in this level of support that we recently have been witnessing over the last few days. Let me bring up Bitcoin here on the chart. Well, there you have it. Bitcoin has also plummeted, and now it's trying to recover here. So Bitcoin trading right now, as of the time of this recording, we're seeing a Bitcoin trading price of about $36,200 per coin. So, like I was saying, we are seeing the Bitcoin price crater. This is going to create deeper cuts in the rest of the crypto space. Let's look up other altcoins like Ethereum, for example. So if I throw that on the hourly, you guys can see similar chart patterns here for much of the crypto space. We got Ethereum now coming out of that slump. XRP, I just showed you guys. What about BNB coin? BNB, also a similar pattern here. Cardano's ADA. Let's bring that up here. We're seeing a similar pattern for that too. So everything seems to have been correcting as Bitcoin was correcting. And you can see market sentiment, guys, cooling down. So now greed and fear is at 71. So we're still technically in greed, but it is cooling down quite a bit over the last 24 hours. You guys can see a lot of these coins have been down, save for Solana, guys. Solana, number 6 on the coin market cap and up 20.32%. Not only is it up, it's up by quite a bit. So, this is one of those cryptocurrencies that I didn't really know how it was going to perform. I purchased it right before, unfortunately for me, right before the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX news came out, which eventually saw the coin crater back in November, December of 2022. So that blue line here, as you guys can see, that is where I purchased my Solana, and I bought it in and around here. Price cratered, we came back up, hitting this level of support, and now we're significantly above that level, and my investment is actually up about 138% on that. So for the Patreon subscribers, I will also be talking about my Solana portfolio, just as another one of those cryptocurrencies that I hold in my legacy portfolio. I don't know how many of you guys have taken a chance on Solana, especially after the Sam Bankman-Fried debacle. Nevertheless, this coin has proven to be quite fruitful, and I have a feeling it's going to continue to perform well during this rally. Now, Jack the Rippler bringing us some Ripple SEC news. Fred Rispoli just sounded the bell in the epic Ripple versus SEC showdown. He says that a pivotal moment will emerge. Attorney Fred Rispoli, an experienced lawyer closely monitoring the case, recently declared it game over for the SEC. This assertion comes as the court finalizes the schedule for the remedies phase of the lawsuit. So I recently talked about the remedies phase, and Fred came out basically explaining that the remedies-related discovery schedule is set. There is no chance a Second Circuit ruling of an appeal by either party, if one is ever filed, is issued before mid-2026. Think of everything that will happen between now and then. So if you guys caught the video I did the other day, I did talk a little bit about the new schedule. The fact is, a lot of this is going to be happening around the Bitcoin halving too, okay? So we're eyeing April 2024. Rispoli's statement reflects a significant sentiment in the legal community, suggesting that the SEC may have lost its edge in the high-profile case. So, I've also been saying this, the fact that I feel like the SEC at this point in time is moving on to other things. I think they realize their goose is cooked when it comes to Ripple, but they have, other cases that they probably want to pursue. Now, Cathie Wood also speculated on Gary Gensler and his political ambitions, and I have a feeling this is probably why they're kind of ditching the old and kind of focusing on somewhere where, they probably have a better chance. The ARK Invest founder and CEO remains bullish and said that the crypto market opportunity could scale to $25 trillion in, about 6 years, guys, by 2030. Might Gary Gensler's political ambitions be standing in the way of a spot Bitcoin approval? Given how knowledgeable U.S. SEC Commissioner Chair Gary Gensler is about Bitcoin, it's hard to come up with a logical reason for him standing in the way of the spot Bitcoin ETF, said ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood. She said this in a CNBC appearance. This is a decentralized, transparent network. You can follow all the activity. It's highly unlikely to be manipulated, she said. And Gary Gensler knows this. This is the thing that I think gets us scratching our heads the most. It's not like he is ignorant to how cryptos work and to how the crypto market rolls. She said this in an interview on Squawk Box, guys. I've got the interview up here. Ingrid here posted this. Want to know why Gary Gensler hates crypto so much? Listen to this.
He taught at MIT
know.
so he understands
Yes, he does.
that it's not a Ponzi scheme or a Beanie Baby.
Right.
So there has to be something else.
Well, I don't know what it is. I have wondered. There's speculation that he's interested in the Treasury Secretary position at some point. What does the Treasury Secretary do?
Protecting fiat for the government?
Very focused on. I don't know. I don't understand it myself because he definitely understands.
He understands.
Protecting fiat for the government, looking for a Treasury Secretary position. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this slimeball, slashing and burning the cryptocurrency sector in the meantime. You know, his decisions are really going to have long-lasting ramifications on the crypto sector in the US. But, you know, I'm really just happy that people are coming out and calling him out on it. And, you know, it feels like the XRP community were the only ones at first. You know, with the Ripple lawsuit, that was the big one, kind of the big real first one. And then a library. And then now there's a whole bunch of other ones. And Coinbase has been sued and, you know, Binance is being sued. And so it's falling into place. I think that eventually we are going to get down to the bottom of this. And, you know, guys like Gary Gensler will be exposed. Anyway, wanted to thank Ingrid here for posting that. Also wanted to bring this up, guys, from Michael Branch. Like the scam featuring AI-generated Brad Garlinghouse and fake XRP airdrop? I hope none of you guys fell for this. I know a lot of people have been talking about this fake airdrop ad where somebody got Brad Garlinghouse to say, you know, give me your XRP and I'll double your XRP amount. YouTube, though, has now updated their community guidelines policy, including new disclosure requirements for AI-generated content, its new standards for sensitive topics, and the removal of deep fakes. So now this is for content. I'm not sure if this will relate to advertising on YouTube as well. If you want to put an ad in front of a video, you've got to sign up for something that requires you, I guess, to have an ad account. Will require creators to disclose when they've created altered or synthetic content that is realistic, including using AI tools. So again, this is for YouTube content, which is something completely different than the YouTube ads, but I really hope this does extend to those YouTube ads. YouTube says it will work with creators to help its community better understand the new guidelines. However, it is said for anyone who does not abide by the rules, their content is subject to removal. Okay, so this is again talking about subject matter. The platform also touched on the topic of AI-generated deep fakes, which have become both increasingly common and realistic. So, an interesting world that we are navigating now. All things set out, I think, in my opinion, to confuse us. You know, isn't it interesting that all the AI stuff, think about this for a second, guys. At the beginning of 2023 was kind of when I discovered, and it was pretty new, Midjourney, the artistic artificial intelligence platform. And I feel like that and ChatGPT and so many other platforms doing AI all came out, boom, at the same time. Very strange, if you ask me. I think this could be a tool, maybe hires up the powers that be, those darn lizards, trying to get us and keep us confused. Because they don't want us to know what is going to happen next, even though they do tell us in plain sight. Ian Binns posting this, The World Ahead 2024. So, guys, this is the latest Economist issue, and they post one of these every single year. We know The Economist is owned by the Rothschild family. Some interesting points I wanted to make here. So Vladimir Putin, we got Zelensky. Who is going to be the next president of the United States? Netanyahu, Xi Jinping. Artificial intelligence, making a note of that. Also, electric cars, mining, renewable energy. All these things are very, very peculiar in my mind. Guys, I wanted to bring your attention to this, though. Dollar dominance, Great British Pound, Euro, US dollar, and yen. And everything seems to be trending downward. So that to me looks like, it could be a clue for where the financial system could be going next. The Cryptic Poet also brought this up. Okay, the IMF has just released a central bank digital currency virtual handbook. Okay, they posted this November 2023, so this was posted within the last 2 weeks. The IMF's Central Bank Digital Currency Virtual Handbook is a reference guide for policymaking and experts at central banks and ministries of finance. It also serves as the basis for the IMF's engagement with country authorities and other stakeholders. So looking to, incorporate a whole bunch of different nation states, to get them all on board with CBDCs. The CBDC Virtual Handbook aims to collect and share knowledge, lessons, empirical findings, and framework to address policymakers' most frequently asked questions on CBDCs. As our body of knowledge and analysis grows, we will continue to add about 5 chapters every year, aiming to provide about 20 chapters by 2026. So that's interesting. They're looking to really just kind of expand this handbook and not really alter it, but expand it. Moreover, chapters will be periodically updated. So they will be updated, reflecting evolving views. Our first chapters are available below. The next wave of chapters will likely cover financial stability, comparison with other payment innovations, and end user adoption, among other topics. If you would like to propose CBDC-related policy questions on which you think the IMF should focus, please let us know. So guys, here are some of the chapters. I'm not going to read them for you, but I will link this in the description. You can download the PDFs. How should countries explore CBDCs? How can central banks manage CBDC product development? Will CBDCs affect monetary policy transmission? So all very interesting, probably very commonly asked questions that I'm sure a lot of these governmental officials are probably asking central bankers, right? How can capital flow management measured be implemented with CBDCs? Could a CBDC help promote financial inclusion? Financial inclusion. So only 5 chapters so far, and I'm sure, we're going to get the stock answers here. Luckily, though, these are available to the public. And subjective views here notice something very interesting. The probability of a market event just increased. Assume that a major black swan event is on the horizon. Well, why do you say that? Well, he's got one reason here, and I've got probably a handful of others that I'm going to get into very shortly. So CBDCs may become an attractive, safe haven in times of financial turmoil by offering a safe and liquid alternative to deposits, and could thus be an attractive destination of a potential run on the banks. Things that make you go, guys, this is directly from the IMF's new paper entitled Central Bank Digital Currencies, a Virtual Handbook. So this is directly from this report from the first 5 chapters here. And they are stating straight up a safe haven in times of financial turmoil. So what I'm assuming is that they are saying that, these CBDCs, if we hold them, we are going to self-custody them. We are going to have a means to be able to hold these in a maybe cold wallet storage solution, or maybe a hot wallet on our phones, or I don't know. But they are spelling it out, guys. They're going to be attractive in terms of financial turmoil. So as, to keep us on our heels, to keep us a bit worried, but not too worried, just the right amount of worry. Wanted to thank Subjective Views for that. And considering 70% of central banks are using distributed ledger technology, this all makes sense. This one coming from the ISO GOAT here on Twitter. So just kind of outlining, this survey here. Survey suggests that almost 70% of central banks are interested in distributed ledger technology as the enabling technology for central bank digital currencies. So, to me, I look at this and I feel like this is a larger message from the higher ups. Those who run the world want to stay in control. They realize that this current financial system is faltering, and so they are looking to crash it. A controlled demolition that is going to really shake things up. And, they realize tokenization is obviously part of this. People are going to maybe barter in terms of, it's going to be like digital bartering in a lot of ways. If we can tokenize anything on the XRP ledger or similar blockchains, then, it's just going to be a new financial system that we have to adapt to. And so CBDCs are just one part of this. Central banks are on board, over 70%. So it's becoming more and more. Then we get this, guys, Wall Street Apes pointing this out. If you live in the United States, tomorrow the government will vote for the Biden administration to take total control of the internet. President Biden's plan to give the administrative state effective control of all internet services and infrastructure in the U.S. FCC Commissioner, the Joe Biden administration has put together and is planning on implementing the most comprehensive internet censorship/control plan in history. The government will assume effective control of all internet services. And if you look down here, they posted a couple of screen grabs here from docs.fcc.gov, and I had to go to that website here. As you can see, Carr opposes Biden's internet plan. So this thing is happening. This is from the Federal Communications Commission website, the sec.gov. And so this is the opposition to that. But guys, here it is. The Democrats have been in charge of the FCC and administrative agencies in D.C. approaching 12 out of the last 16 years. They have had the opportunity over that stretch of time to put in place nearly any federal telecom policy of their choosing. In fact, the federal government has allocated hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars for this purpose. Blah, blah, blah. I agree with President Biden on this point. The administration's broadband policies are failing. The cost of building internet infrastructure in this country has skyrocketed. But where do they get into it? Failed broadband policies. Well, This is more about not so much the internet infrastructure, but more about the control that government wants to have over your privacy on the internet. So, the title here, just Carr opposes President Biden's plan to give the administrative state effective control of all internet services and infrastructure in the United States. I think Nikki Haley here really does spell it out clearly. David Schwartz here being a bit facetious, I think. I think we need to make it easier for government to punish people who say things we don't like.
When I get into office, the first thing we have to do, social media accounts, social media companies, they have to show America their algorithms. Let us see why they're pushing what they're pushing. The second thing is every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat. When you do that, all of a sudden, people have to stand by what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots. And then you're going to get some civility when people know their name is next to what they say.
Accountability.
And they know their pastor and their family member is going to see it. It's going to help our kids, and it's going to help our country.
No thanks. I'm not interested personally in that idea at all. Let me go back to that original post here. So that was Nikki Haley. David Schwartz did comment on that. Bruno Larval here saying no. David Schwartz saying maybe I didn't sell it as well as she did. But again, I think he's being facetious. I don't think he is being serious here. Aria's List posted this. We need to make it easier for the people to punish governments who do things we don't like. Now that I can get behind. Bringing us to the next topic, guys, because this is all happening basically in real time. Government shutdown. Will there be a next big event? The next big thing needed to move into the new gold-backed financial system? Is that happening? Are we going to be using a bridge called XRP? This coming from Amelie here. So just another piece of news that came out. U.S. House passes bill to avert a government shutdown. But one is on the table. So, more to keep us controlled and to keep us confused. The House on Tuesday approved a novel plan to prevent a government shutdown, with the recently installed Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson relying on Democratic votes as the far-right flank of his caucus dissented. So government shutdowns, I won't read this full thing, but I will link it in the description. Just wanted to give you guys just kind of a taste of what is happening. Government shutdowns. Moving into a new financial system, we've got this proposed bill that is going to create, a lack of privacy over the internet. I know the government of Canada has already passed a similar bill. So, again, a coordinated effort. This is what I think this is. Total control, complete chaos, confusion. Then usher in a solution. Central bank digital currencies, a safe haven, as the IMF has pointed out here. But then it gets even weirder, guys. Fox Weather published this on November the 8th, so it was last week, but I don't know. Solar superstorm could wipe out the internet for weeks or months, scientists say. You've got to be kidding me. Some people down here in the comment section already catching on. Seems like a perfect excuse right before the election. Yeah, I do not doubt it one bit. What I found interesting was when I just did a quick Google search for this, okay? So let's make a note here. This is from Fox Weather. Now, storms are very regionalized. We have to remember this, right? So in the United States, you're not going to get the same weather as you will in Canada necessarily. I mean, if you're close to the border, maybe you will. But by and large, they're talking about a solar superstorm that could wipe out the internet for weeks or months. And I think they're putting it out there in plain sight. When I did a Google search here, this is what it came up with. Solar storms are massive eruptions of plasma and charged particles from the sun. When these eruptions hit Earth, they can disrupt our planet's magnetic field and cause widespread power outages and communication disruptions. In the worst case scenario, a solar superstorm could wipe out the internet entirely. Now, it's funny because a very, very similar article here was posted at IT World Canada. So, saying basically the exact same thing from November the 10th, 2023. Solar superstorm could cause internet apocalypse, experts warn. Now, okay, the US and Canada butt up against a border and could experience similar weather patterns in some areas of each respective country. But isn't it strange that, Fox is reporting this, a Canadian news outlet is reporting this too. Not only that, joe.co.uk is also reporting this. So another example here of how I feel like, this is a coordinated effort when weather should be really regionalized. Why is it that in the UK, they're reporting the same thing that they're reporting in the United States and Canada? Things that make you go, right? So then I came across this. Are they saying this crap metaphorically? With these damn volcanoes, the phoenix will rise from the ashes. This crap is crazy, and that's what they are doing. So, concerned citizen here, this is just a screen grab. Today I have seen and confirmed accurate reports of volcano activity in Iceland, Sweden, Japan, and now Mexico. Absolutely no way these are all coincidences. Now, the thing I find interesting, so he posts some other things too, which is very strange and very coincidental. There's going to be a new Hunger Games movie that's coming out, Rise of the Phoenix, that's coming out on November the 17th. For those of you guys who do not know, so interesting how those dates coincide. We've got the volcanic activity, and then we have this guys too from Ashley. Thank you to 17 Canadian 17 on Twitter, the new blue sun. Yeah, check this out, okay? What is a blue sun? Volcanic eruptions and forest fires are a known cause of blue-looking sun or moon. The particles in the dust or smoke scatter the red end of the spectrum, leaving an excess of blue. After the eruption of Krakatoa, the island volcano in Indonesia in 1883, blue moons and suns were widely observed. Not to mention the fact that Mr. Poole has been tweeting this out for a few years now, since 2020. Again, more posts, more content here that makes me go, Okay, so are we expected to see another Black Swan event? Interesting to note this as well. The fact that they're not even really letting us in on all this volcanic activity as Concerned Citizen does, as he has reported here. He's saying Iceland, Sweden, Japan, and now Mexico. When I just look up Volcano News Global, I'm looking for, all these volcanic activity stories. And the only one I can find here is Iceland. Iceland town evacuates amid earthquakes, potential volcano eruption. I don't see anything about any other stories about volcanoes happening. I mean, volcanoes happening today. This is Iceland news, okay, from a few days ago, 2-3 days ago, 18 hours ago. It's all the same stories being updated. However, when you type in, for example, Italy, this is what comes up. Next door to Vesuvius, another Italian volcano is waking up from 5 days ago. Now, I didn't try any other countries here. Let's just say Mexico. Let's see if there's anything from Mexico. Any recent news here? I don't see any recent news here. The last thing I saw was from May. So are they being selective? Are they telling us about certain volcanoes? Is something amiss? And should we expect a quote-unquote Black Swan event that could in fact revamp the financial system where CBDCs will eventually become a safe haven? Just make sure you keep your cryptocurrency safe, guys, and hold that bridge asset that we know is already going to be part of the future of finance. XRP, baby. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.